What is up, Hope Jane? Great to see you. My name is Cheslyn, and this is
Felicia, all the way from Hope Kids. Let's
United
go.
States.
Hey, come on now. So we've got some
George.
questions that you have asked us, and
Yeah.
we're going to take some time now to answer those questions.
Questions.
Are you ready? Question number one.
Question number one: do we physically see God when we get to heaven? So yes, we will. We 100% will. And this question is very interesting because I do think there's a physical aspect to it. Only because, like, why wait for heaven to see God? I mean, you can see God on earth. I'm gonna give you a lekker one now. Okay, you guys ready? So the Bible says that we are made in God's image. So if you look at me and if you look at her, it's like you're basically seeing God. So I definitely think that we will see God when we get to heaven. But also, remember, heaven is not going to be there for much longer. There's going to be a new earth, a new heaven, basically, where we're all going to live on. So I definitely think there's a physical aspect to it. And what I can say is that a lot of the stuff revolving around heaven, we don't have all the answers to. Like, the Bible gives us snippets of it. But what the Bible does say, that all will be revealed when we get to heaven. So I definitely do think we will physically see God and Jesus. You know, we'll see the disciples also, because it says we'll know people, and we'll know more of them. You know, in, let's say, Felicia, if she dies, all her secrets that she kept from me, like eating my food and those type of things, I'll know that when we get to heaven.
As if he brings food.
Yeah. Okay. Question number two, Felicia.
Question number two is, when your prayers aren't answered or the opposite happens, does that mean that God did not listen to your prayer?
Sure.
So, God listens to every single prayer. Even if you didn't mean it, even if it was a mistake, God listens to literally everything we say because He loves hearing us talk to Him. He wants to have a relationship with us. But now, just because God listens to every single prayer doesn't mean that every single thing we ask for is going to be a yes. Sometimes it will be a yes, and you get it tomorrow. It's like, God, please, I'm dying, which I really am, because like
PS5.
I'm coughing here.
PS5.
But then tomorrow,
Jesus.
you summa healed. Sometimes that's what happens. But sometimes it can be He's listened to your prayer and He said yes, but He's actually asking you to wait a little bit. And now He's helping you learn some patience, which some of us need more of, right? Especially if you deal with Cheslyn. So, on that, He definitely does listen to our prayers, but let's just remember, it might not always be a yes. Sometimes it can even be a no as well. Because you know what? God knows what's best for us. So I could be like, hey, God, can I get an X5 tomorrow, please, Jesus? Then Jesus knows that I'm like a terrible driver, and then He knows that tomorrow I'm going to crash the X5 and it's over. So God knows exactly what is in store for us. I'm not saying I'm a bad driver, guys. I'm an awesome driver. If you have an X5 and you want to give it to me, please, bruh, please send it to me. Thanks.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, X5? Is she talking about an Xbox right now?
A
What is it?
BMW.
Here we
Well,
go.
actually,
Yeah,
an X6.
A BMW
X6.
X6. There we go.
X6.
Specific
X5
place.
Sport or X6?
Come on.
Normal X6.
Come on. And then question number three: why does God put us in difficult situations or seasons? I think there's two sides to it. I think sometimes we cause the season that we're in, and I think that God puts us in seasons to grow us. I definitely think that. So as an example of, we put ourselves in situations or in seasons. So let's say, as an example, guys, I've been failing mathematics this whole year, you know, and now I'm in the
Which is
season.
why you went to Mathlet.
Exactly, I passed matric with Mathlet.
Right.
And this is actually a true story. I'm going to use myself as an example. The highest in my class, 11 or 10%, right, for pure mathematics in my class. I was a smarty. Okay? But this is the thing. If I've been failing the whole year, right? And I'm in the season of just failing mathematics. And I haven't done my homework or listening class, I've just been sleeping, then I've basically put myself in that season. Does that make sense? There's consequences to our actions and to our choices that we make that will result in us being in a certain season where, let's say, if I never tie my shoelaces, I'm going to be in a season of just falling or tripping myself, or falling over my own feet because I'm not tying my shoelaces. But I definitely think bigger situations like why is my mom sick, or why am I sick all the time? I think God sometimes, or why doesn't my parents have a job, or things like that. I definitely think that God has placed us in seasons to help produce fruits of the Spirit, to help produce self-control, patience, love, joy. As a testimony, my stepdad struggled to get a job for the longest time in George, and he's finally had a job that he's happy with right now. But while we were in George, I was always flourishing. But what it taught us was to have patience with each other, because it was quite frustrating for him not to have a job. So I definitely think that God puts us in situations to grow us. And I mean, we spoke about it in Ogen, but there's a scripture or a story in the Bible where Jesus sends out the disciples out onto the sea and a storm happens. So Jesus actually sends the disciples out to travel knowing there's actually a storm. And the Bible does say trials and tribulations will come, but take heart because it will produce perseverance. You can overcome it, so it will produce perseverance. And what happens in that storm is some didn't persevere, but there's one guy called Peter, and he ends up walking on water, which is crazy. So in the midst of a season, Peter grew, and he was able to walk on water. He grew in his faith. So I definitely think we put ourselves sometimes in situations and in seasons, and God puts us in seasons and situations to help grow us. Okay, question number 4.
Question number 4 is,
Shots deeper.
how do I forgive someone who has hurt me physically and emotionally? Hectic. That is a very, very deep one.
Forgiveness course.
Yes. No, listen. It is very hard to forgive people. Very hard. But you know what is so awesome about forgiving? It actually frees us. It actually does a lot for us personally. And so, yes, it is very hard, but it is possible. We can do that with God, with all the amazing courses that we have at church. We've got the forgiveness course, we've got the wholeness course, and actually just speaking to someone, being like, hey, Cheslyn, Caitlin, listen, this person's done this to me. Can you help me pray? Can you pray with me? Help me ask God to help me forgive this person. It is very, very possible. Because you know what? The thing is, when we decide, listen, that person's hurt me, I'm not going to forgive them, we think, I'm not going to forgive Cheslyn, and it is going to hurt Cheslyn. Bro, that is absolute nonsense. Cheslyn has forgotten that yesterday he slapped me, and now I'm so heartbroken about it.
Disclaimer, I did not
He
slap
did. He hits us all the time, guys.
Don't lie.
Doesn't matter if you're a girl or a boy. Nah, I'm joking. Joking, guys.
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah.
But also something actually that Marinette says, and actually Dion has said to me before, is what we do sometimes when we don't forgive people, it's almost like us deciding to drink poison, go, and then expecting the other person to die. So I'm going, go. Now you must die, Chase, and die. Is that what happens? No ways. I'm the one that put the poison inside me. So I'm going to be the one that's going to get affected. So yes, it is super hard. Guys, I even know it is very hard to forgive people. But it is so important because it helps us as a person. It could be something that's standing in the way of you growing better, becoming an awesomer leader, becoming an awesomer brother, sister. So definitely, forgiveness is definitely a step that we need to take. And it's very hard, but it is very, very possible. But it's also a decision that you have to make. Your mom can't do it for you, brother, sister, best friend. It's really something that you're going to have to be like, okay, God, you've spoken to me. I now, in this moment, have forgiven Cheslyn for slapping me yesterday. And as soon as you say that, you're going to feel like, man, I'm walking on sunshine. Don't you want to walk on sunshine? I want to walk on sunshine. So seriously, forgiveness is definitely the key. And it's definitely something we need to do.
And don't it feel good?
Yeah.
Question number 5. As Christians, we're into that part of the questions now. The boyfriend and girlfriend question. As Christians, is kissing your boyfriend going too far? Hobjin. I would first like to state that we have made a rule. You are only allowed to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend when Caitlin and Michael are married.
Yeah.
This is the rule we have discussed.
Come on now.
Caitlin has said it herself. Right?
Fully agree.
Fully agree. Even Elazar and I, we've said it because we're going to get married before them. Okay? So you have to wait for them first in order for you to be in a relationship. But if you are already in a relationship, it is perfectly fine. Can I encourage you? Please chat to your small group leader. Please chat to myself, Alazaria, or Caitlin, or Michael. Let us help you on this journey, because being in a relationship is not easy. It's actually very hard. But if you have people surrounding you, it can become easy, Let the guys that have experienced these things help you and guide you so that we can show you how to do it the right way.
Deep.
Okay, let's answer this question, Felicia. Let's dissect the question. As Christians, is kissing your boyfriend going too far? No! No! If my girlfriend was here, I would kiss her right now because I want to show her some love. But, I want to show her some love. But, the type of love that we have right now, that we are used to, and the type of love that some of you guys know, is completely different. Okay? Hey, Sitle. Is it Sitle? I can't see that far. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's Tanaka. Awkward. Okay. Hi, Tanaka. The type of love that you guys have is completely different to the type of love that we know. So basically, it is okay to kiss your partner, but you've got to be careful of your mind, because your mind is a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful tool. And what you watch can sometimes influence your mind, which will lead you into temptation. So instead of a small innocent act, you will be thinking about other stuff, and you will start acting on those other stuff. So I remember when I was that age, I wasn't just kissing. I wasn't just. I'm sorry, guys. I'm saved now, and I'm a Christian, but I wasn't a Christian then, and I wasn't just kissing. I was doing other stuff because what I watched influenced me, and I started thinking of that and started thinking I could do those things also. And it really hurt me inside. But, Felicia, I think we're gonna go into boundaries of it, eh?
Yes.
Let's go.
But I think before we get into boundaries, I think also what's also important is just think of why do you want to do these things?
Yes.
So number one, do you want a boyfriend because, oh my word, everyone I know is dating and I don't want to be the only one that's single. So I'm just going to go for any guy.
How can Alicia have a boyfriend, but I can't?
So if that's the reason why you're doing this, then bruh, come on. Then we're going to say no. We're going to say no. Do not date, do not kiss, do not do anything.
If you want a girl just to show off to the boys,
bro,
please.
come on now. No. This is not the time. This is not why we do dating. So I think just things like that. So if you have a boyfriend at the moment, we're not saying break up with them or whatever, but you can take things very slow. It is okay to take things slow. Actually, it is important to take things slow because then you actually can think to yourself, why do I want to do this? Am I doing this because of peer pressure, because it's what people do on TV, it's because of what's going on, or is it because I feel like I'm ready? My boyfriend and I are like, okay, yeah, man, this is the time, woohoo, we're going to have our first kiss. Or are you just doing it because it's like we've been dating for a year, we haven't even held hands. It's okay.
It's okay.
Take things at your pace. You don't have to compare to other people. It is your relationship with the person.
Can I actually share something? Sorry. So I actually have a friend. She's an amazing person. So she has never had a first kiss, and she's currently dating this guy, right? But her thing is, the way she's going about it is, she wants her first kiss to be the person she marries. So she's waiting, and some of you are going, yo, that's a bit long, young, that's a bit long. Okay? But she actually wants a first kiss to be with someone that she's going to marry. That's how important it is to her. Because actually the Bible says flee from sexual sins. And she's taking things extremely slow in order to obey that command
Yeah.
that is actually in the Bible.
Yeah.
So I just thought I would share that because
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
That's very good. Very good.
Okay, so guys, boundaries. It's okay to kiss, but like, don't go now touching things that you're not supposed to touch. Don't now think that you have to do that. And like, if you feel things are getting a bit heated, separate, like disappear. Jump. I used to jump in a pool back in the day. Like, do whatever you got to do, but set some boundaries. Start by talking to your partner or the person that you're dating. Tell them, hey, this is what the Bible says. This is what we are going to follow, and this is what we are not going to do. We are not going to do what the world says. Okay? And if you don't know what those things are, please come and speak to us. Come and speak to your leaders. We are here to help you. We want to guide you. We want to see you flourish in your relationship. But if you are not in a relationship,
It's
well
okay.
done. Step
Well done,
one is
guys.
completed.
Yeah, step one is
Step
completed.
one. Step one of the Hope Jane dating course is completed.
Well done, guys. Well
Stay
done.
single.
Good job. Good
I
job.
tell you, university. Yeah, there we go. Then it's fine, okay? Because then Caitlin and Michael are married that time.
And you're old enough to know what you're doing. Friends,
Yes.
you are too young right now. For what reason? Go play outside. Play Ringa Ringa Rosie. Go play Xbox. Go do PlayStation, movies. Why are you dating, man? Nee, man. Dis nie die tyd nie, guys. Dis nie die tyd.
Okay, I think that's all. But if you guys have any more questions, please fill it out. Put it in the comments. Send Hope Jen a private message on Instagram, or if you're in person, put your questions in the anything box, and we'll try and answer it for the next real talk.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Cheslyn. This is
Felicia, thanks for checking us out, being with us. See you guys.
this is real talk.